everyone, it's Finn here from the SDGC, here with Alex Draycott from the Pacific Drive game. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Ironwood Studios.
Correct, yes, Ironwood Studios, that's us.
So for those that might not be familiar with who you are and what you do, who are you and what do you do?
So my name's Alex Draycott. I'm the founder and creative director for Ironwood Studios. That's the team.
And Pacific Drive is a game that people might have heard of by now. I mean, you've been a staple of the last two PAXs.
Yes, it's been very busy and people are really excited.
It's a good problem to have. What would you say is the elevator pitch for those that are unaccustomed to it?
So Pacific Drive is a run-based driving survival game. It's set in the Pacific Northwest where you and this old station wagon get stuck inside this big exclusion zone, and you end up taking these trips deeper and deeper into the zone to uncover a little bit more about the mystery of what's been going on and what's not quite normal about the car.
And so, I mean, you've been in development for a bit, and the world discovered you at that State of Play.
Yep.
How did that happen? Did Sony stumble upon you? Did you pitch the game to Sony? I'm always curious about those kind of things.
So we've been excited about coming out on the PlayStation. Like, the DualSense is a really, really cool piece of hardware, and we're definitely trying to take advantage of it. The opportunity came about, and we had the trailer, we had started working on it, and it was like, yes, this just, what is it, rubber meets the road opportunity, maybe. I don't know. I shouldn't use puns or weird.
Always use puns, that's exactly.
Don't say that we have a pun problem. But yes.
It's not a problem if it's good. So.
Yes, then it's a problem. But yeah, so the opportunity came up, and we're in the State of Play.
That's awesome. I mean, and so it's coming out on PlayStation and I believe Steam or PC?
So we'll be out in Q1 of 2024. We're coming out on the PlayStation, and then we'll be on Steam and the Epic Game Store.
So how much of the game would you say is the crafting of your car? Like, what's the gameplay loop so people can get a vibe of it, because it's pretty unique.
Yeah, so there's two main things that you're doing in the game. You're either you're at your garage, where you're upgrading the garage, unlocking new recipes, doing maintenance work on your car, right? You're fixing up panels, and you're deciding where you want to go on your next trip, and then planning accordingly. You may be going somewhere absolutely packed full of electricity or acid, and that you may want to change your loadout because of that.
Buzzsaws.
Or buzzsaws, yes. And then the other part of the game, and this is the bigger chunk, is you're out actually on these trips. So you're planning out your trip on a bit of a node-based graph, and then every node you're going to be on a map, and each map is big, right, because we're driving, and every time you're there it's randomized, because we don't want you to know what's around the corner. That's a big part of the game. And then you're doing, unless you're progressing the main story, you're doing survival stuff, right? You're going and looking for resources, you're exploring the zone a little bit, seeing what you can find. One of the things that we care a lot about is that, we really want the player to get attached to the car from, just a relationship standpoint, and we've done a lot to reinforce that. So most survival games, you're worried about temperature or hunger. We take all of those plates that you're used to juggling, we put it on the car. So is it going to run out of gas? Does it have a flat tire? You're keeping your panels up to date. If your car has defenses, it keeps you safe, and that's an important part of that relationship.
You have a unique way of telling the story, like you have some narrative designers. How does the story come into play? Obviously no actual spoilers or anything, but just the concept. Because normally survival games, especially ones that have like a looping nature, it's more about the experience than the story. So how did you guys work plot into the game?
So we definitely, we went through quite a few iterations while we were figuring things out as, normal game development. I think one of the pivotal moments for us was when we stopped trying to tell the story of the zone and really leaned into telling a story of the zone. And that let us focus on this mystery of what's going on with this car, while also building up the world around you, which is also full of all kinds of interesting things for people to discover.
What is your favorite road hazard?
Oh, my favorite. I
put you on the spot, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know. I probably should have had an answer to this one. I think there are, people have seen them, they're having a blast with them, but there are these tourists, these strange human-like silhouettes out in the zone, and watching people interact with them, a big part of our game is learning what anomalies do what, right? They're maybe a little bit more hostile, maybe a little bit more helpful, and figuring out what they do, how they react to each other, is that learned knowledge that you want from a run-based game. And I think the tourists fit nicely into that, while also giving people a little bit of a surprise every now and again.
Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time because A, your booth is very busy, and B, you are very busy. So why don't you let people know where they can find you or follow the game and all of that fun stuff?
Yeah, so like I said before, games coming out, we're on Steam, the PlayStation Store, and then the Epic Games Store, so you can go and wishlist us now. We're on Twitter, Ironwood Tweets. We've got our own Discord. I believe the link is online from our Twitter, also from Steam. So yeah, there's a growing community of people starting to figure out what's going on in the zone and start to brainstorm some theories, which is very exciting to see.
I always end every interview on the most important question I've ever asked.
Okay.
It's hard-hitting journalism at its finest. I apologize in advance. In your heart of hearts, cake or pie?
Pumpkin pie.
Why you're the best.
I'm excited for Thanksgiving. It's coming.
Yeah, it's fall, baby.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I hope the rest of your PAX goes well and can't wait for the game to drop.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks for chatting.